Let's go with y'all. Welcome back to another Kagurabachi video. But before I get into the chapter, I have to show y'all something. I don't know if y'all seen the announcement yet, but I'm gonna put it up on screen right now. So as you can see, Kagurabachi is finally getting an anime now, or getting an anime, bro. It was bound to come sooner or later, but Kagurabachi is finally getting an anime. This isn't no fever dream. This ain't no fan dub. This ain't no fan animation. This ain't no nothing, bro. This is the official anime. This is the official colors. Everything is official about it, bro. Everything is official. And it is beautiful. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Now, we don't know much about it, or we don't know much about what the first episode, or how many episodes it's going to be. The first episode looks like it's going to be over the first chapter. It's going to be entirely the first chapter, it looks like. And oh my god, it's being produced by the same people that, or it's being made by the same people that made Uma Musume, and you know what I mean. There's another anime in there. It's yeah, by Psypic. Psypic, that's what it's called. It's being produced by Psypic, which I ain't gonna lie. If you've seen the trailer, you know we in good hands, bro. You know we in good hands. You know we in good hands. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about the anime, even though I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped for the anime. I'm gonna stop talking about the anime. We're gonna get into the manga, and where last time, you know, Ryu, the prince of the Mikaboshi, got his throat slit, but then he got up again, and he's fighting with Hirato, Yoshinojo, and Shiba, while Mashiro has a hole in his chest and is currently bleeding out. So yeah, let's see where this goes, man. So it starts out with Mashiro looking out towards the ocean and is seeing the ship that the Japanese people arrived on. You know, it's on fire right now, and there's just a bunch of smoke billowing in the air. And then we get a shot of Ryu's eyes, and then we see him in the forest, being surrounded by like a black aura, with Hirato above him, with the what's it called? Kurotsuji, with the Kurotsuji behind him, which is the black orb that like kind of controls space-ish. I'm not really exactly sure of his power. And then Shiba and Yoshinojo are just standing off to the side. And then Ryu and Hirato look at each other. And then and then Ryu literally speed blitzes Hirato. And now I want y'all to peep this, right? Hirato Soga, his body, which contained Kurotsuji, was the greatest achieved by mankind. The ultimate in sensitivity and strength. The highest speed humanly possible, further heightened by the directional gravity of Kurotsuji, which boosts his acceleration. Now, the narrator is glazing. The narrator's glazing right now. And that means either one of two things. That either means you're Gojo, or that either means you're gonna get cooked. No other thing. Nothing in between. Nothing in between. So which one do y'all think happened to him? I'm gonna speed it up for you. He got bodied. So as the narrator's explaining this, both Hirato and Ryu, or Hirato is rushing towards Aryu. Now Aryu basically teleports in front of him, grabs his face, slams him into the ground, and then punches him in the chest like 50 times. Brother. Mind you, this says the highest speed humanly possible, further heightened by the gravity of the Kurotsuji, which boosts his acceleration. And you're telling me he got outspeeded? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So the Shiba teleports behind Aryu and tries to teleport him away. I'm assuming he would try to teleport him into the sky or something. I don't know, or teleport him away from like everyone. I don't know, but he puts his hand on his shoulder, tries to use the teleportation. It doesn't work, and then we get the bombshell that this guy is invulnerable to sorcery. So, and the Kurotsuji is a form of sorcery, so that's why the Kurotsuji didn't work on Aryu the first time. So then, as a backup, as a backup, Shiba grabs Hirato, and then jumps back up into the sky. But the Aryu speedless Shiba grabs him, punches him in the face a lot, and then separates Hirato and Shiba, throwing Shiba deeper into the forest, and then Hirato back onto the sandy, like the beach. So then we see Yoshinojo finally step into the cut, the Kenpachi looking dude. We finally see him step into the cut, and he's talking about the tremendous energy of the Danseki implied to sorcery. Well, this is exciting. Like, bro, 3 of your 4 people just got bodied. One of them able to go as fast as humanly possible with the power of his sorcery. The other one being able to teleport. And you're talking about this is exciting. Man, what? Bro, I'm running for my life. I'm scared. What are we talking about? But he does talk about how crazy it is, though. Still, to catch Mashiro off guard with a surprise strike and totally overwhelm Hirato and Shiba with pure strength and speed, it just isn't possible. There has to be some kind of trick. And then we see speed lines appear in the forest. We see speed lines going through the trees, closing in on Yoshinojo. So he's quick with a blade. I ain't gonna lie. He's quick with the blade. He pulls the blade out, almost cuts this man's head off, as Ryu has his freaking hand extended. And then Ryu blocks the sword with his metal little wrist thing, little arm guard. And then we see Yoshinojo spit out blood, which will be explained in a second. He taunts Ryu by saying, "This space, this air, it's toxic, isn't it?" And then Ryu's thinking to himself, somehow, or no, he's thinking to himself, somehow he numbed our senses without us noticing. That's why we couldn't predict or respond to his movements. And then Ryu's thinking to himself as well, unbelievable. Based on a mere hypothesis, he bit through his own tongue, using the pain to clear his senses and prove his theory. Which, holy battle IQ, that's crazy. Biting through your own tongue just to, like, willingly biting through your own tongue is kind of crazy. But it is W battle IQ. I'm not gonna lie. It is W battle IQ. I'm not gonna cap. And then Yoshinojo tells Ryu not to hold back, obviously, because he doesn't. He's basically the Kenpachi. He doesn't want to hold back. And then we cut back to Hirato and Mashiro on the beach. And then Mashiro is just not Mashiro. And then Hirato is just telling Mashiro about Ryu and how freaking broken he is. superhuman vitality and regeneration. Well, at least he's got it, if not the other. Well, at least he's got it, if not the others. In any case, no ordinary attack is going to take him out, or sorcery doesn't work. And then we see Machado do his hand sign for a sorcery, which is the shockwaves, And he says, then we'll just have to physically obliterate him. And then we see Machado do the hand sign. And then he shoots out, and then he uses the shockwaves to start compressing the iron ship into like a big heap of metal. And then Machado is obviously, Hiruto, I keep getting their names mixed up, I'm sorry. Hiruto is obviously concerned about what's going on with Machado. And then, after reading this, that basically confirmed for me that Machado was about to die. This confirmed it for me. It was an honor to be chosen to work with you guys. I just got to do a little something before I head home. Head home, quote unquote. Let's slug him with a real chunk of iron. Yeah, Machado is either going to die next chapter, or if not next chapter, very, very soon. Which sucks, because I like Machado. He's low-key a dog. I low-key mess with him, bro. I low-key mess with him, but it's sad if we gonna have to see him go. So then it cuts back to Yoshinojo, spinning around trying to find Aryu. And then he looks to his left. Yeah, he looks to his left, and then he gets speared through the chest and gets his arm cut off by Aryu, like he's freaking Omni-Man fighting Thrag. Like, literally, this has to be a reference to Invincible. I'm sorry, it has to be a reference to Invincible. Pull up the chapter for yourself. I guarantee you're gonna think it's a reference to Invincible, bro. Because he literally got his arm cut off, and he got speared through the chest. That's literally what happened when Nolan pulled up on Thrag. Literally, that's what happened when Nolan pulled up on Thrag. Yo, tell me Hokazono's an Invincible fan, bro. Tell me Hokazono's an Invincible fan, bro. Oh my god, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And then we get basically another reference to JJK, the last episode where Yuta's holding down Ryu. Instead, it's Yoshinojo holding down Aryu. And then he's talking about Yoshinojo's talking about some Hiruto, don't mind me. And then we see Hiruto holding up the medal with the Kurotsuji. Then Hiruto smacks the head of smacks the head of his sword, sending the iron down. And then what reminds me even more of Yuta versus Ryu is the floor literally crushes in while he's holding him down. And then Aryu's obviously talking about, you planning to go with me? Because his hand is still through his chest while he's doing this, by the way. And that's when we see, and then we actually get a W aura lob. We get a W aura lob from Aryu right here, adding even more to Shiba's aura bag. Adding even more to Shiba's aura bag. Yoshinojo and Shiba literally finish each other's sentences, which Aryu starts it by saying, "You plan to go with me?" Then Yoshinojo says, "Don't be an idiot." And then Shiba says, "This was all for you." Then teleports away, or then grabs Yoshinojo's shoulder and teleports him away. As we see the metal smack head first on freaking Aryu's head. But he did activate Centipede, so I do think he lived this. I ain't gonna lie, he definitely lived this. But it created a massive explosion on the island. sending shockwaves throughout the sky, throughout the water. Oh my god, oh my god. Now, sadly, there is a break next week, which I don't blame him, bro. I don't blame the author, bro. The anime just got announced. I'm gonna be partying, bro. The anime just got announced, man. I'm chilling. What does we talk about? But anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. See you on the next one. Goodbye and stay safe.